Greetings, my name is Pranita, and this is my live event project for product and artist management. The artist I chose to manage is Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is a comedian whose jokes have been sweeping the nation in the past few years. At 5'4", a Philadelphia native that many compare his comedy style to comedic greats Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, I chose Kevin Hart simply because I like his comedy. I've had the opportunity to see his shows live and attend a meet and greet session when he came to my school for homecoming. I personally love people who don't let fame go to their head. Kevin may curse a lot, but through everything he remains humble and is always thankful for his fans. This comedian would be a good choice for a TV special or DVD release because he has a great fan following and is guaranteed to sell whatever he puts out. The place I chose to host this event is at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte is the largest city between Atlanta, Georgia, and Washington, D.C., and the nation's fifth urban region. This arena has a huge screen above center court that makes the furthest seat seem courtside. That screen would allow Kevin to have a center stage performance in order to have the maximum capacity of fans in the audience, which would be 18,504 seats. The arena is located in the heart of Charlotte, where local clubs, restaurants, and businesses would love the revenue that can be generated from an event this large. By this event guaranteeing visitors, those businesses probably wouldn't mind to advertise for the show. The event itinerary is as follows. At 8 a.m., Kevin Hart, along with his management team and the venue management team, would meet up to review the schedule of events for the day and make sure that all items in the rider are accurate, correct, and present. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., vendors would be allowed inside the arena to set up. At 12 p.m., there would be a provided lunch for Kevin Hart and his friends, as well as management team. 1:30 p.m. would be a rehearsal for the show for the night, which would last until about 3 p.m. At 3:30, they would have break where they were free to do whatever they wanted to do for an hour. At 4:30 p.m., Kevin Hart and friends will be groomed for poster signage, where photos will be taken of them as they sign posters for fans. This is for promotional purposes only. 5:30 p.m. the doors would open for general public for them to go ahead, grab their seats, grab a bite to eat, and or visit vendors. At 6:30 the poster signing would begin, where Kevin Hart and friends would sit outside, shake hands with fans, and Kevin Hart will be signing autographs on purchased posters. 7:45 the poster signing ends. 15 minutes later, the show will start. Kevin Hart's friends will open up before he comes on stage. At 10 p.m., the show will be over. 11:15, Kevin Hart and friends will arrive at the scheduled after party. 2 a.m., the after party ends, and the day is complete for Kevin Hart and friends. Kevin Hart's rider includes some of the following. No one will be allowed to record via audio or video or take pictures of any parts of the show. Also, take note that any changes or questions pertaining to the rider must be directed to Mike Berkowitz, which is part of the management team for Kevin Hart. So here's the budget. The price for Kevin Hart and Friends is $35,000. To host it at the arena will be $15,000. Paid security, $12,000. Insurance, $10,000. Artist accommodations, which include hotel, travel, and food, $7,750. Poster signings at 49 cents per poster for 20,000 posters, $9,800. The use of Ticketmaster services, $18,500. Contingency fund, $10,000, which comes to a grand total expense of $118,050. Revenue includes vendors at $1,500 each for a grand total of $42,000. Sales from poster signings of $33,135. Ticket sales, $463,925, which brings us to a grand total of revenue of $539,090. Our net profit for this event would be $421,040. With anything that we do, there are going to be risks. A few of the risks for this showcase include the artist doesn't show up to the event due to sickness or illness, inclement weather, and sound or lighting and technical difficulties. The chances of these things happening range from low to high, but they all have a high impact on the project. We'll take every effort as part of the management staff to avoid any of these problems. However, in the event that they are to take place, we unfortunately would have to reschedule the event. In conclusion, the things that I have learned from a project of this nature is that artist management are like the central nervous system in the body. They do it all. Without them, everything would crash and burn. They're the go-to people for a lot of things. They are the ones calling and contacting and making the necessary connections and arrangements for everything to flow as smoothly as possible. I have a new found understanding for what it is that an artist manager does. When taking a show on the road, there's a lot that you must be sure to not overlook. You must make sure all I's are dotted and all T's are crossed. Before contacting vendors, you need to make sure that everything is in place for those vendors to have their space to set up, that the venue will be up and operating properly, especially being that vendors usually pay for their spots. I hope you all have enjoyed the project. Thank you very much.